Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and I'm a Scorpio. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday or maybe Sunday, wherever it is that you are in the universe. And let's get into it. So this is a reading. These are live readings. And if you would like to book one, the links are at the top of the description box through Hypsee. And I'm offering several options. And so everything's handled through that website. There are some pre-orders and I'll be handling those first. And we're going to clear the energy. And I'm just going to make sure that everyone can see and hear me. So if you can see and hear me, please, please, please let me know. Oh my goodness. So it's really freezing over here in Maryland. I'm going to wait because there's a little bit of a lag between what I say and what is going on. So let me just make sure that everyone can see me. There it is. Hello, Angela. Angela, it's been a minute. Okay, I'm glad to see you. Who else do we have here? Audrey and Christopher. Oh my goodness, nice to see you. Good early afternoon from Boston. I can only imagine it is freezing where you are. Like I said, I'm in Maryland. It is 14 degrees. And if you know, you know, I am of the age of maturity at 50, where on this side of the stage, so to speak, or, you know, my recording room, I've got a heater. And then over here, I have a fan. So it just depends on what's going to happen next. And then, of course, the neurospicy in me has coffee and, you know, electrolytes and then just plain ass water. So I'm, you know, let's do it. All right. Nice and warm in Florida. Okay, Richard Gregory bragging. No need to brag. It's freezing over here. Who's that? Let's see. Hello, lady. Hello. Glad you are feeling better. Oh, I am trying so hard to get to where I need to be. It is a interesting process. And because this isn't like some kind of general reading, I can BS with you guys a little bit while I wait. Hey, Anthony, nice to see you. Well, good morning. Warm inside, 5 degrees outside. It is so cold. Yeah, for those of you that have been following me for a while, I am living through hypoparathyroidism, which has nothing, 0% to do with the thyroid. So this is not a thyroid condition. And I am looking to participate in a study out of the University of San Francisco for a transplant. So an organ transplant is in the cards. And I am they're only accepting 5 participants. And so we shall see what happens, but modern medicine is working in my favor. And that's true for all of us. So whatever you're going through, hold hope because you never know what doors will open. All right, guys. So let's see. You're welcome anytime. I'll make room for you. Well, that's nice. Too bad you don't live in San Francisco because that's where I need to be. All right, guys, what we're going to do is before I get started with the questions that have come through, again, if you are uncertain on how to book, there is a link at the top of the description box and it sends you over to Hypsee. When you get to Hypsee, you can have a few options. There are 6 different readings I'm offering today. The prices are there. You pay through Hypsee and you can also follow me on Hypsee. It is not another social media board. It's not that. What it is, though, is direct, basically, contact with me. And ultimately, you will always know when I'm online, when I'm available for readings, when I'm going live. And it's just another way for me to get out there. Everyone was letting me know that what they were really looking for were more options to get readings from me. You didn't always want to wait for a one-on-one booking. People didn't always want to do half-hour blocks, and they also didn't want to be limited to an hour. So you can do per minute, all the things. Hypsee handles everything, so just go over there, follow me, and if you get a reading and it resonates, I would love, love, love for you to leave me a quick review and let other people know that, you know, this is not a scam. Mama knows what she's doing. All right, so let's start off with a vibe check and some good an affirmation for us. Ooh. All right. And again, this is open to all signs. While my channel is generally dedicated to Scorpios, that is because YouTube made it so. I am the Scorpio Whisperer. All right, guys. So angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, come through. What is the affirmation for those of us on this live chat today? I love this. All right, ready? This reads one bad. I actually really believe this. It says, one bad moment is not a bad day. I choose to have a good day on purpose. Is it a choice? I think it is. I had quite the rough morning. It did not start off like I expected. I was running late. There was so much going on, but I chose to get my shit together as best as I could so I could come on today. So I believe it is a choice. It says, get positive. Comment that below. Get positive. I choose to have a good day on purpose. It reads, you're not having a bad day. Baby, you are a bad moment. That is all. You had a bad moment, but you will not allow this bad moment to mess up your entire day. Think about that. A bad moment, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, tops, right? If you commit to having a bad day, that is 24 hours and a sleepless night. No one and nothing is worth your peace. We all fall. What matters is that you keep getting up. Remember that you are the only person who can ruin your day. So don't let that moment get in the way. Let the moment be the moment. Now, fix your face. Go out there, be intentional about having a good day on purpose. So I really, really love this deck. It's the Have a Good Day on Purpose by Alethea Crimmins, and she is ya hype girl. So, just like me, she's a hype girl. We want to see the best for the collective. So, all right, get positive, and I choose to have a good day on purpose. Hey, Anna, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. Who's that? I think it reads Lorraine, a Scorpio. All right. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to clear the energy. I've got a couple of pendulum readings, and then I have a 3-card draw. And so we'll get started. If you ordered ahead of time, there was a 15% discount, and that's going to be true every time that I go live ahead of time if you order. And then if you order while I'm online, instead of needing to wait to watch all of the readings, if you'd prefer not to, Hypsee will notify you when it's your turn. Okay. I'm just going to clear the energy. I hope that doesn't hurt anybody's ears. Thank you. All right. So, pendulum reading, I have one for Debbie. All right, Debbie would like to know if she's going to pass her real estate exam. For me, circles are a yes and a back and forth is a no. So I'm going to calibrate this. Debbie, I hope you get your reading and let me know if it resonates. Okay. Spirit, can I please get a yes? Oh, 1 second. My phone, unfortunately, was not on Do Not Disturb. And when I said Spirit, it is on Do Not Disturb. Why did Siri answer me? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Electronics. Interesting. Can I get a yes, please? Thank you. Can I get a no? Thank you. Can you give me true and accurate answers for today's sessions? That is a yes. Thank you, Spirit. Will Debbie pass her real estate exam? Okay. Debbie, what I'm getting is a no through the pendulum. And intuitively, what I'm picking up is I don't know if there's multiple parts to the exam. Let's say, for example, for insurance, right? For certain financial exams, you need to take the major exam and then the state. I don't know if that's true for real estate, but I'm hearing something about it being multiple parts and to be very careful about maybe speeding through it, but you may need to retake a second part of the exam. So whatever that means. And if it's not the real estate exam itself, it might be something in-house with the company that you are working with or working through. So I hope that makes sense. The other thing I would say to you is when we are doing any type of reading, pendulum, tarot, psychic, anything, it's going to pick up on the strongest energy that exists in the moment of the reading. So there is time to change that outcome, and that's the beauty of life. You do have free will. So if in this moment you are feeling uneasy about it, maybe reschedule the exam and put it forward for a few weeks, if that makes sense. If it's an option. If not, listen, take the exam, understand what questions are there, and then reschedule it, right? Or to retest it. And I think that ultimately just, I'm not going to be able to do another reading, but what I just feel intuitively is that you are knocking on the right doors. You are on the right path. There just needs to be a little bit, maybe more self-confidence on your end, and maybe just some dedicated time, and to see this as a moment for you to be able to expand how your income comes in and kind of relieve the stress off of it. I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Also, if you have time between now and then, you could see if there's a study group or something even online to help you, and you can alchemize the energy around this exam for your highest and best. Debbie, I wish you all the luck in the world. I just know that all of us are meant to be financially free, and you're making the right choices by moving ahead. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think. All right. Thank you, everyone who's joined. Hey, Anna. Let's see. Justin, just book your live reading. Hi. Hello. Yes, Justin. Justin, yes, you can ask the questions. Just go to the top and you can book your reading and it'll come through and I will get there. So thank you very much. Okay. What does this say? Get positive. That's right. Get positive. All right. So Debbie, thank you. All right. I don't, what is it's either Laureen or Lorraine. Lauren. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is, you wanted a 3-card read with opportunity, obstacle, and potential. And you were asking about just in general what the universe is bringing you. So we're going to take a look at that. Give me one moment. Ooh. Let me tell you. I was laying off the coffee for a while, and then this weather has me drinking some. Let's see. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're on the gram, you can follow me there, Stars with Stasi. If you're on the Facebooks, follow me there, Stars with Stasi. And if you're interested in following my journey of healing through hypopara, and, God's willing, I get the transplant and I will be documenting that entire journey. I am also at simply_Stasi on Instagram, but that's linked to my business page. But I am a person who never leaves the house. I'm basically a shut-in, but I'm all over online. I shouldn't label myself that way. It's just kind of true. I'm getting through it, guys. All right. So what messages do we have for, we're just going to go with Laureen is what I think it is. I'm sorry. All right. I just need a general message for what the opportunities. Oh, okay, so opportunity is knocking. Ace of Pentacles. That's good shit. Okay, and let me tell you why. Ace of Pentacles, this is, it's coming from the ethers. This is something new. It's starting to form. It is opportunity. You have opportunity here when it comes to your finances. And it's a general reading. And so you have to know how this, is going to affect you, right? If you're thinking of moving, this could be a new home. This could be a new car. This could be new income coming your way. Either way, this is something new in the material form. It's an opportunity knocking at your door. It also may mean that, there is opportunity to expand that wallet, right? We all want that. So what are the obstacles, or what obstacles? Intuitively, I feel like okay. Distraction, potentially. Some obstacles might be the friends you keep, your friendship, the people around you, and I'll explain why. So the 3 of Cups shows up. 3 of Cups generally looks like celebrations and fun and good vibes. Historically, it might even be like the women in your family, your girlfriends, what you're doing with the people in your world. When it shows up as an obstacle, to me, a few things. It might be one, that you're isolating and that you need to get back with the people in community, because that could be where the opportunity is, right? Or if you're finding yourself out and about all nights, all the time, doing all of the things with your girlfriends, your guy friends, hitting the pub, whatever it is that you do for fun, right? It might be just too many distractions. Again, a general reading, so you're going to have to apply this for what's best for you. I don't know, my guides are coming through and they're saying just this message comes through quite a bit. And so I do need to say this with respect. If you are doing all of the fun, right, doing all of the things, be careful of driving. I'm picking that up. So just be careful. And that might even be that you did have a situation in the past where it was too much fun, so to speak, and maybe in a little bit of legal trouble. Who knows? But, that could be an obstacle. But that is an obstacle that you can absolutely overcome. Okay. So then let's talk about what potentials are ahead when it comes to things. One second. I'm also last minute just heard, be careful of the people that you keep in your circle. Ugh. So maybe you have a gossip girl, somebody working against you. Okay. Again, feel free to let me know how that resonates. You can always put a comment on the Hypsee, but that's what I'm picking up. Okay. So what potentials are ahead for her? Oh, this one. Queen of Cups. Okay. So Queen of Cups, if this is going to show up as another person, this could be someone who is more in their mom energy, right? This could be a mother figure. Generally, it's someone who is feminine or leans into their feminine, someone that you trust, someone that is a nurturer, a guide. And there could be opportunity here, right? By making connections with someone that you trust. If you are currently employed and you have a coworker that fits that description or a manager that fits that description, I would say lean on that person. I also feel like this person that's showing up as the Queen of Cups is you just trust her, right? It is the one person that you feel like you can talk to. If it's not like a mom or an auntie or, your gunkle, right? Your gay uncle. If it's not that vibe, it could very much be, right? Someone that that can help transform because they've been through it. And I'm hearing lean on that person for guidance. And also this person may have the opportunity for you. If you're looking for a place to live, they might be renting out a room. You're looking to expand your wallet, they might have a lead for you. So I hope that was helpful. Again, feel free to leave a review on the Hypsee, and I look forward to what you have to say. Thank you so much. All right, I have one that came in. Okay, I must be tripping because I just said Lauren or Laureen, and this one is Lorraine. Lorraine Webster. Hola. A yes or no? All right. I would like to know if I'm going to be with the person I'm in love with. We have not yet shared how we feel about each other. Oh, a little mystery. Okay, I like that. So you're holding back. Maybe it's time to not hold back. Maybe you got to shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Now, I'm going to do the pendulum for you, but remember, you got to play to win, meaning somebody's got to make a move. Don't be shy. If you are really feeling strong vibes, depending on your sign, and I feel like you've been on this channel before, so you're probably a Scorpio. I would say to you that Scorpios are tough because we'll fall in love after like a year of stalking a person, making sure they meet our criteria, or right off the bat because the sex is bomb. I don't know. I'm not lying. That's how it works. You guys know it. I know it. All right, Lorraine. Let's see. Can I get true and accurate answers for Lorraine Webster, please? That is a yes. Thank you. Lorraine would like to know if she is going to be in relationship with the person she is in love with now. I'm getting a yes, but I'm going to clarify this. So give me 1 second because I can tell when the message needs to be clarified. One moment. I'm assuming you want to know if you're going to be in romantic relationship. And so I'm going to just do a quick, so if you're looking for any type of relationship, of course, the answer feels like a strong yes. It feels like, yeah, there's at least a friendship there, right? There's good vibes. So let's look further. This is a little freebie for you because I feel like I could have asked it better the first time. Un momento. Will Lorraine be in romantic relationship with the person she is currently in love with? That, if you see that, that's a yes. Yes, sir. Yes. I feel like there's a yes, but somebody's got to make a move. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, look, I've got a second before the next reading. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know how old you are, but sister, I'm 50. And there is no shame in the game, right? There is no shame. If you're into somebody, shoot your shot. I mean, shit, not everybody's psychic like us. Hold on, hot flash. I'm not even joking. That's where we are, and I'm not even trying to lie about it. I'm hot. Let me turn. Yep. All right, I'm back. So I would say shoot your shot. What's the worst that can happen, right? The dude, the girl, whoever it is like, I'm not feeling it. Well, then go feel less somewhere else, loser. Right? I mean, if they're not into it, they're not into it. And guess what? That gives you freedom to move on and get your groove on with somebody else, right? But if you're really feeling that strong vibration of like, yes, I really want that in my life, I think that that's a pull to at least knock on the door and see what happens next. Right? There's no shame in somebody saying they don't feel the same way. Go for it. See what happens. I wish you all the best. All right. I see laughter in here. What does this say? Oh, what did I say? Lorraine, let me look back. Hold on. There's so many comments. Thank you so much. Oh, hold on. Laurie, hello. Okay. Un momento. Let's just read. I nominated my dad, he's deceased, for an award last year and he didn't get it. They carry nominations over the following years. Will he receive it this year? What a sweet thing to do. Oh, and whew, you guys know I'm a medium. So I would say that just as soon as I read that, I didn't expect this to happen. Hold on. As soon as I read that, I felt very emotional. I felt like, hold on. Ooh, let me get my shit together. I immediately felt like this angelic energy of gratitude and just like any parent might feel when their kid does something selfless, when they are acknowledged, when a parent is acknowledged. So I just want to validate that for you. And I'm trying not to get emotional. And that happens sometimes when my guides have a very tender message. I feel it. So it with respect, I'm going to do the question, but from the other side, for what it's worth to you, it does not matter. What happens here in material form is nothing compared. Can I get through this message? I'm going to try one more time. What happens here in material form, meaning whether or not that comes through, is irrelevant compared to the vibration that you put out of gratitude and acknowledgement to your father who has passed. There is always going to be that connection between the two of you, and your guides, your kin, your parent, they're always connected. Okay. I just want you to know that. And if nothing else, just know that there's a great deal of acknowledgement and gratitude. So with respect, I will do your pendulum. Okay. Can I have true, it's shaking. I don't know if you can see it. Can I have true and accurate answers for Laurie, please? That is a yes. Thank you. Laurie nominated her father for an award last year and he did not get it. Will he get it this year? Interesting. Okay, I'm not getting a yes and I'm not getting a no. Very, very rarely do I get like a maybe. And that's what's happening. which is not common. So what I'm going to say to you is either there is still energy where it's a mashup, like it could be between two people, but it almost might be, for what it's worth, I don't want to say like runner up or something, but maybe this year they do something different where they have, you know, someone who is going to take the main stage energy. And then they say, also, we'd like to have a mention of so-and-so. I'm sorry, it came through as a maybe, and I can, let me just see. Will Laurie's dad get the award that she nominated him for last year? Maybe. I'm not, I, it's not giving me a no, and it's not going yes at all. It is a legit maybe. Well, hold on. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I still feel that it could happen. The energy that just came through was very, very strong. I think that was a lot of acknowledgement and gratitude. And to your dad, it just doesn't matter. But I think that there will be acknowledgement this year of your father through this organization one way or another. And I hope that that is true. But above all else, you're the shit for doing that for your dad. I love that. I love that. So hold on one second. Oh, Diana, I'm so sorry. I know that you just put through something there. Oh no, I accidentally clicked. Okay, I can still go back. Hold on. Giovanna, got it. Sorry, Diana, I saw that you put through the 199 for the separation if you'll reconnect, but that's not how the readings are being done. So I'm so sorry. These readings are being done through Hypsee. So as far as if you're in separation, if you can reconnect, you would have to order a different reading, and I'm not really sure how to get that back to you. I'm so sorry. So guys, just very clear, this is not PayPal. This is not done through Super Chat. YouTube does take 50% of anything that comes through Super Chat. So that 199 becomes like, 99 cents. And that's just really undervaluing my skills and my abilities. So I'm just going to say, Diana, thank you so much. If you're able to get that back, that would be great. And I completely understand, but the readings are done through Hypsee. Okay, thank you. So Giovanna, I see your question, and I'm sorry, I marked it complete by accident, so I'm doing it right now. This is give me one second, the message I need right now. So that is going to be a 2-card where you're going to get the message that comes through, and a 1-card clarifier. And then it says description, ready for love with an aligned partner after a very toxic relationship with my ex-husband. And you're a Scorpio also. Oh, we have to go through these damn narcissists to get our healing on. It says, I've cut energy cords and set boundaries with him to be able to raise our 2 children, 16 and 18 years old. I have no contact in place, and I am fully healing. Excellent. My career as an entrepreneur is taking off. Great clients and aligned opportunities for financial abundance. So that's on track after a lot of turbulence and hard work. Now I'm ready for a companionship that's in alignment. What can you tell me about who may be coming in and time frame? I want to be seen and chosen in public, never in private, and someone who can hold my energy and contribute to ongoing growth and evolution. Yes. And she submitted a picture. Stunning. With respect, girl, you're a smoke show. I'm going to say that right now. And again, respectfully. And you're born on 11/11. That is my kiddo's birthday. Oh my gosh, and we're about the same age. So I love that for us. Okay. So I really love the fact, first of all, I commend you for going through the difficulty of ending a difficult relationship, and it's toxic. I'm glad that you have your children and that they are fully grown. My kid's 18 as well. So that's excellent. So now the question is, what's coming your way and the timing. So I'll do the best I can. The first card I'm going to pull is, I'm going to see how the cards come through, but we're going to see about the timing and what that's going to look like. So again, I'm not even lying. In my mind's eye, when I was thinking about this, I saw the Emperor and the Emperor flew out. I'm going to put it back in the deck. You're getting this one for free just in case. But Emperor. So April could be it, or because I hadn't really had a chance to focus, or it could be you meet someone through work. It could be an Aries. This could be the 4th month. Okay. So just put this in the back of your mind because I did see this in my mind's eye. So there's something here. If it's not an Aries, it could be a business owner, someone who is just very powerful in the position they have, which would be good in many ways for a Scorpio. All right. Now, I'm not saying necessarily Aries and Scorpios are the bomb together, but what I'm saying is that like someone who can live an independent life and not lean on you and all that shit and take of your money and time. No. All right. So let me get my shit together. Hold on. All right. Giovanna, please. Let's go here. Tell me what's coming in for her in romance. What do we have? Wish granted. Wow. 2 major arcana cards showed up. So of course those are major life transformations. So let's start. When we see the star card, this is Aquarius energy. We are in Aquarius season. So generally speaking, first of all, the star card is the hope after the Tower. When you have a toxic relationship, you end that narcissistic nonsense, right? When you end all of that, what comes next is the star, right? You have healed. This is literally the card of healing, the water bearer, Aquarius, right? And if you can see that, well, I had to black out her goodies so that YouTube would still play this. But you see the water bearer, she is healing, and above her head are 8 stars. 8 is a number of manifestation. This is number 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. What else? Tell me more. The universe is saying that you've put a lot of time and energy and intention into healing. And it's also made a great impact on your children and those around you. You've been very inspirational to others. And I don't know why that's coming through. Maybe there's someone else in your life, like a friend or someone watching you going, wow, I wish I had that strength. So I think you're being very inspirational for others. And that vibration alone does bring good fortune. So when I see the star card, that screams to me like, yes, we are in the right direction. I still feel like that Emperor card has a strong meaning for you, but I'm going to clarify because that is, stop it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that was the Hierophant. Okay, I broke the cards again and I saw the Hierophant and the Emperor. Okay, can I get a clarifier for the star card? Can we get some timing around when this person might be coming in? I'm hearing a few things. I'm hearing like March, April. I really am, but let's see. That was too many. I just need 1, please. I would just like to toot my own horn. I did say March or April. The 3 of Cups comes forward. So I'm going to take that as potentially March, right? And because in my mind's eye, I saw the Emperor, I still think between March and April. Now, because this was the card of celebration, I feel you could meet this person through girlfriends. You could meet this person through a friend. It might even be like one of your kids, like a friend of theirs, parent or uncle, some kind of networking connection happens here. So, I really do feel like you're already taking great care of yourself. And when you go out, you look the part, you feel good about things. And I would say just keep that vibration and go out and who knows, in the nenext couple of months. And I would say before April is over, you're going to have maybe even options as to who is going to be the lucky winner. Because that's coming through as well. Like like it won't just be, I feel like you're going to have, and always we have choices, but I feel like you're going to have active choices. And because you're being very specific in what you're looking for, that's even better. Little tidbit, witch tip. So we have a full moon in Leo happening on February 1st. So you're a Scorpio, you said. So that's happening for Scorpio risings are going to really feel it. But Scorpio energy is going to feel that in our 10th house. So that's going to be your career, your public image. And it's kind of like that energy to be seen. So just put out the vibes out there, you know, plant those seeds that, hey, this is what I've been working on. But you do have great energy of the star card. These are great, yes, and positive things. And again, wish granted. So you're being recognized by the universe for the hard work you've done in healing. I'm very, very proud of you. It's not easy. So I hope that was helpful. And I did mark you complete already, lo siento, but that's in there. So let me see here, trying to go through. Let's see. It says, yeah, I was so excited to able to purchase from you today. Oh, thank you so much. You've been following me for 6 months. Oh my gosh. Thank you. You're welcome, Lorraine. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Diana, I'm so sorry. I am. Oh, I thought that, I really tried to be as clear as possible, but I do appreciate I'm sorry. Oh, I feel bad. Okay. Let's see. Love putting yourself first. Yes. What does this say? Lauren, I love your emotions, Stasi, during my question. Oh, Scorpio here too. Thank you for validating that for me. I have known he doesn't care. And of course, at 62, I want this for my children and his grandchildren. Oh, Lauren, I would be great if I could see you leave. Hold on. What does it say? It would be great if you can leave Stasi a review on Hypsee. Oh, thank you, Anna, for reminding. Yeah, don't ever settle. This says, I understand my angels are always around. Leave it to me to get a maybe. I know. Girl, I don't really understand what happened there, except, well, it came through so strongly, and I feel it like in my arm. This is just like my receptive energy arm. And so when I did the reading, I almost felt, I mean, I hesitate to say I am a medium. I just felt like that his energy was very present in this space. And I'm not trying to bait you for anything. I'm just telling you. And it just feels like I've already won energy. Okay. So, it's making me emotional. I don't know. I'm going to stop. All right. Hold on one second. I had another pre-order come through. Well, I was doing the live ones before the pre-order. So hold on. Justin. Is my ex plotting against me? Shit. I don't know, Justin. Let's see. Better not be. If you're a Scorpio, especially, child. Oh, the cojones that people have to mess with the Scorpio. I don't understand why the rest of the zodiac can't catch up. Don't do that to us. We will. It's not even like we're going to be pissed for a lifetime or your lifetime. It's like an eternity, lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't be alone on this, but I am a November Scorpio, and we are slightly less forgiving than our October Scorpio friends. And I don't even know that in October Scorpios, they don't forgive either. They just maybe won't make your life actively hell the entire time you're alive. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just know I can. Let me stop outing myself. Justin, okay. Is your ex plotting against you? Let's see. Can I get a true and accurate answers for Justin, please? All right. Is Justin's ex plotting against him? Ooh, Justin, that is a yes, child. Justin, listen here. This is what I would tell you. If you are really feeling, because I don't have details here. If the ex is an occult leaning human, a crafty person like myself, for example, and you feel like you need to protect yourself and your energy, little simple things. You could get some Florida water de Florida, right? You could get some of that and wear it and splash it on yourself. You could get yourself into a a church or whatever it is that's important to you and get some holy water. You could make cascarillas, and I have a video on that. It's super easy, you know, eggshells, and you put them around your house. Red brick powder. You could do a lot of things. You could wear, oh, hello. You could wear your bracelets. Mine are from Otter Spirit, and there's links in the description box below if you would like to order from Otter Spirit. And I have discount codes, but these are how I normally protect my vibe, for sure. Just little things. And honestly, I don't care how magical, right, someone is, unless you, as the receiver of the BS, really believes and agrees and leans into like, oh my God, this person's affecting my life. Chances are that you can very easily remove that energy from and either send it back, which could be that some people don't like to do that. That could be a questionable thing, or you could just create a strong protection of energy around you, and then the universe can handle it from there. But I promise you that scales always get balanced. Always. So whatever is going on in the background, that, you know, if someone's intending harm on you and you, I don't want to say you don't deserve it, because no one deserves harm, but it's not because you did something, right? Like if you're just over there living your life and she's trying to hate on you or manipulate your energy, protect your energy. There are many ways to do that. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you're on, or drop me a note. Okay, who is this? What is that? Sorry. Okay, TM Jimmy. So I'm just going to go with Jimmy. All right, Jimmy. Yes or no question. Hey, Stasi. Hey, Jimmy. I have a structural and English. I have a structural engineer coming Monday. Will he find what the problem is in my foundation? He better if he wants to get paid. Sorry. I hope so. Oh. Give me 1 second. Let me clear this. Thank you. Sorry, I had very, very heavy just there's a lot of dead people in this room, so just give me a minute. Believe me or not, doesn't matter to me. All right. Jimmy. All right. Can I get a true and accurate answer for Jimmy? Thank you. Okay. Jimmy has a structural engineer coming to their house on Monday. Will the engineer find what the problem is in the answer is yes, in the foundation and or wall? That was a very strong yes. So one moment. Yeah, I do. I feel like they're going to find it. And it's going to be a situation where even if it's not like immediately evident, they might have equipment. I'm seeing something that I don't know what this is, so I can't even begin to tell you. But there's some sort of equipment where they can test maybe a theory that they have. So it's almost like through the process of elimination, but ultimately you will get a response. Now, will it happen immediately on Monday? I'm not 100% sure. And because I don't know if I'm picking up that they're going to test something to get to the foundation. I was going to say to get to the, I meant to say the root, but to get to the foundation came out. So maybe it is something about the foundation. But yeah, I think you're going to have great success. I'm getting a lot of messages, and I didn't expect that. I don't know if you have, I'm sure you do, like a homeowner's insurance and all of those things. And maybe there's part of you that thinks none of this is covered or something like that. I don't know that that's the case. I feel like whoever is coming out to look at your stuff might have, because I feel like this is going to be, and I'm so sorry to say, like a more pricey fix, but I feel like whoever is coming to organize things is going to have some ideas on how to lower cost. That was an extra that came through. But yeah, I for sure think that you're going to have some information given to you that you did not have before. So I wish you all the best. And for what it's worth, I have good vibes about what's happening next, right? And if it's not that this person has all the answers, they absolutely are going to get them for you. That's coming through really strongly. So keep us posted, because I hope that's true for you. I mean, that's a big undertaking. Anna, hello. What is this February 2nd full moon revealing or bringing to a head in my work life? Anna, you're in California, right? Check your time zone. I think that listen, it doesn't matter because the energy is still there, but I think the full moon is on the 1st. I could be off depending on where you are, because I don't know what time frame it's happening in, but I think you're behind me in time, right? So it should be on the 1st. On February 2nd is Imbolc, right? So just a little tip there. So this is great energy in general. So what's going on at you for work? Well, let's find out. Hold on, they want me to grab these cards. Oh, Jesus. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And again, if you're just chiming in and would like a reading, I'm offering, I am offering several different kinds that you can get through Hypsee. Links should be all over the place on this thread. Also, if you are, if you're looking for like deals and discounts on Otter jewelry, on these earrings from Root and Harmony, I try to share with you guys. And trust me when I tell you, it's not like I'm over here making all kinds of banks. I mean, when it comes to Root and Harmony, these earrings, they're my favorite. Honestly, I wear them all the time. And I don't get paid by her. I just actually really love this creator. I think she's an amazing human being. And, she's like, well, whoever orders from you gets $10 off. I'm like, hey, so sometimes it's like that. Because I really have to enjoy something and believe in it before I share it with you guys. Because I'm not going to, no. For what, a couple of dollars? Hell no, I'm not going to lie to anybody. I mean, that's why you can always trust a Scorpio's review. Because I don't care. If it sucks, it sucks. All right. So Anna, the full moon, what's happening? The message you need right now. Okay, I just see what cards we're doing. So I need 2 cards, please, for Anna. What's going on at work? I'm not going to take this but I did get the 3 of Swords. So, and it's in reverse. So just take that as it means for you. But if you've had any stress at work, it could mean that things are turning around. Or if there was somebody at work that was like an underachiever, underperformer, maybe it's like 3 strikes, you're out. But I'm going to put that to the side respectfully because I didn't expect that at all. So let's see what happens next. Can I get 2 cards, please, for Anna for this full moon? What's going on? How's this going to affect her work life, please? And any day now, you can... They said, well, I gave you a card. I need another one. Doesn't feel right yet. Okay. 2 came out. So I've got the 4 of Wands and the Page of Wands. So in terms of work, when we are looking at the 4 of Wands, we can break that down, right, Anna? We've been working our tarot together. So 4 is always going to be a foundational number, right? Something solid, something that you can stand on, literally. Think of the shape of a square. And so this seems to be a year where you're building a solid foundation. Like there are things coming in for you financially. And I think that we both know some of those things that are coming in for you financially that maybe in the past you had put off, but it's going to give you more freedom, right? You're going to have more freedom to maybe if you wanted to spend time working on special projects or things like that. Like there's something here about you having more time and energy and financial freedom ahead. So I feel like when we're talking about how that's affecting you in your workplace, you may have, it may not feel like freedom. You may have more added responsibilities put on you, but it's actually, how should I say? More responsibility, more money, more clout. I don't know if that's the right, like more pull or just to be seen. And I feel like there's something here. I don't know if you are considering hiring somebody or if you have somebody new coming in or if there's an opening somewhere, but I've got this page of wands. So there could be like this go-getter energy happening unless this is your energy. So let me just look at this for a second. Normally I'd pull another card to clarify, but I'm just trying to see what I can get from this page of wands. Because, you know, pages are, they're messengers, they're students, they're curious, and this has a lot of fiery and passionate energy. You have all wands, all creativity, all will and forward movement. And I think, you know, when you're looking at the page of wands, and I'll hold that up for you. So when you're looking at the page of wands, this is a person who is really gonna put like their effort into something. And like we talked yesterday, with the wands energy, instead of them looking for results for other people, they're looking for results for what's going to work for them and how this is going to make their life easier. So I just feel like there's something here when it comes to your career that you are being noticed for the work being done. And maybe it's like you're giving, when I say you're given more responsibility, I don't know that that's the right word, but like maybe you are able to hire directly or something here, but it's almost like you get more responsibility and that turns into you being able to delegate more off your plate. So maybe there's a shift in title, or they can say, hey, Anna, you can do hiring directly. You don't need to go through human resources. I'm not sure, but it feels very good. And it feels like you actually get to be a little bit creative in how something is done. This Four of Wands, though, to me, it also feels like, and I don't know if this is true, if your job might do a community event. I know you work for a bank, so I don't know if the bank ever gets involved with community things, fundraising or something, but you might be asked to do this, or even do because I'm seeing the pages and I said pages can be students and I just got like college fairs. I don't know, but there's something here that's going to be a little bit different than what you normally do all day. So I hope that makes sense, because that was a lot of different stuff that came through, but that's how I'm seeing it. I mean, I just feel like you're going to have newer energy come through, because I have to acknowledge that Three of Swords that came in, it was in reverse, which would indicate things that weren't going so great, that energy shifts around it. So I hope that was helpful. Interesting. I hope that was helpful. But I would say, if nothing else, during this full moon, you may really see where it is that you want to put more effort and time into things that are not your home life, not your family, right? So like work and going out, right? Believe it or not, you might actually start doing some of that too. So I hope that helps. Let me look and see what your messages say. Hold on. Give me more responsibility. Let me read your notes really quick. Hold on. Oh, okay. So it is February 1st. Okay. One moment. Anna says, every day is a lot of work, but I've been delegating and choosing. Yeah, you have to. Let's see. I'm coloring you're coloring your Four of Wands right now. So Anna and I are both going to the Tarot Architect class in Palm Springs with Lon Milo Duquette. And she and I have been working the tarot because she wanted to learn. So I'm helping her. And it's just very funny because she's coloring that card as it comes through. So give me more responsibility so corporate can see my exposure. Yeah, I think so. I think there's something here. I have 2 community events coming up in February. See, I ain't going out unless a man asks me out. That's how I feel too. You can't get me to leave this house. I want to, like, deep down inside, but when I go out there, I'm like, oh, brother, no, no, ooh, some of these people. All right. Diana, oh, Diana, thank you. I'm sorry. Will we reconnect and move forward after a couple of months separation? Hold, please. Now, before we get started, Diana, with all the love and respect in the world, I just want to remind you that the universe is going to want what's in your highest and best, period. And if you have been in separation with someone for a few months, things happen in that time. And so you really need to get right with yourself and determine if that's something that you really want to reinvite back into your life, because all things could happen, right? And I'm just going to check for you now. Okay. Let me hold. So I got my rose quartz here. Okay. All right. Can I get true and accurate answers for Diana, please? That is a yes. A strong one also. Jesus. All right. All right. Will Diana reconnect and move forward after a couple of months of separation with her ex-partner? Hold on, let me just re-ask it. Will Diana reconnect and move forward after a couple of months of separation? I'm getting a yes. I'm getting a yes. And I'm not going to give you unsolicited advice because you didn't ask for it. So, yes. And, do what feels right and is healthy, and keep your boundaries strong at all times. And don't put up with anything that doesn't serve you. I guess I gave you unsolicited advice anyway, because I'm a tarot reader and that's what happens. Diana, I wish you all the best. And I'm hoping that whatever time you had separate from this person gave you both an opportunity to really reflect and determine what needs to change within yourselves, because each person's going to have things that they need to work out, and sure, love is tricky. You can't help who you love, and you can't help the energies that pull you there. But always, always put yourself on a pedestal. Always, always put yourself as main character energy. And I'm not saying go back into anything guarded, but I am saying to, put the hairy eye out there and don't put up with anything. If you see any patterns resurface, the universe could be bringing you the very special gift of testing, right? Like, are you going to really do what you say you're going to do? But sure, I do feel like there is energy here where both people do want to move forward, and both people feel like they've done their due diligence to heal. But it is going to be up to each of you to be sure that you maintain whatever boundaries you set in place to begin with. So I do wish you all the best. Reconnecting can be tricky, just as tricky as leaving, just as tricky as being in a relationship for the first time with somebody new. There is no easy answer. So I do wish you all the best. And I would love to know how things work out. And we're always here for you, this whole community. All right. So let's see what's happening here. It says give me 1 second. I'm seeing something on my screen that I don't know about. So it says add 5 more slots. Why? Am I out of slots? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I'm not getting cut off by Hypsee for some reason, because there were a lot of requests, but I've worked through them, so I'm not sure what this reads. Un momento. Hey, if anybody's trying to book a reading and for any reason has difficulty, let me know. But it looks like these went through without issue. So Lorraine, and Laurie all got their readings. Giovanna got hers, Jimmy, Anna, and Diana. So now let me go back, and I did the other pre-reads. And am I missing anybody? Is it Gregory? Okay. So Gregory is looking for a love reading. 1 second. And this was a pre-request. Maybe I just didn't see that. Okay, my bad. All right, so it says Gregory wants to know what is going on in their marriage. All right, so I'm not going to read the entire thing because, again, this is a pre-record and it's pretty detailed, but I will do that. Okay, 1 second. Oh, Diana, I just saw... Okay, Diana, I will get back to you in 1 second. Give me 1 moment. I'm going to do Gregory's really quick. Hold on. Actually, is he even on right now? All right. So I'll get yours. 1 second. 1 moment. All right. So Gregory, I'm going to do your reading. And then Diana, I'll get to yours. 1 second. All right. Can I have 6 cards for Gregory, please? First, let's look at the insight into... That was too many. Hold, please. Now, for those of you that are wondering, why does she keep ringing the damn bells? What's going on? The difference between what I'm doing when I'm doing many, many readings like this and what you guys generally see me do when I do a general reading, right, for us Scorpios, which is normally how you guys come in, is that I clear all the energy several times before I get online and do my pre-recorded readings. I have a lot of you on. I'm doing very specific questions, and I'm just sometimes guides for other people will come through. Anna has strong energy that comes through. And so I, and it's not just you, Anna, but there are just sometimes guides. And so I just need to clear space. And Anna, it wasn't just you. Just to clarify, there's a lot of energy in this room, which is fine. Justin. Okay. I feel like this is right in my face. Okay, I'll take this. I've got the star card here. 1 moment. Now, I don't generally take reversals because I do read the context clues, so to speak, of the cards around, unless my guides tell me take it as is. The Ace of Cups came through, and it came through in reverse, so I'm going to have to just see what the other cards look like first. I've got the Eight of Cups, Page of Cups, the World card. Okay. So in terms of the marriage, and I'm looking again as your notes here. So some insight into the relationship. We've got the Star card. It feels to me just intuitively that both parties are really wanting things to happen in a specific way, really wanting and just manifesting, like, how should I say it? To me, it feels like you're at the point in this where you're just like, I don't care what happens next. I just want it to be like the best possible thing for me. And I feel like the person you're in partnership with is kind of feeling that way too. Like, it doesn't even matter. If we have to end, that's fine. If we're going to be together, that's fine. But I just want to be happy. So it looks like both people are really striving for the best possible energy for themselves, which is actually, it sounds selfish, but you have to do that in relationship. You have to, dig deep within yourself. Now, the universe is saying, like, hey, what's something you need to know about yourself? Well, the Five of Swords comes up. So, with respect, are you a little bit argumentative? Are you a person that has to have the last word, right? Are you always like thinking three steps ahead? And it's called, and forgive me, but it's called rehearsed listening, right? So like maybe when you're in an argument with somebody and you're having it out and the whole time that person's like telling you how they feel, maybe you don't like the way they're coming at you, right? Maybe they're coming at you in a way that your brain is like, I'm not listening to this shit. And the whole time they're speaking, you're considering what your response is going to be. The universe is saying, slow down on that. You don't have to win every fight. Sometimes, right, it's better to be kind than it is to be right. And so I think that's the advice here. If you're really looking for your highest and best, maybe focus less on having to be right or say the last thing. Something you need to know about the other person, Ace of Cups. So this, with respect, again, this reads to me that they are looking for a fulfilling relationship, and they're going to find that whether it's in the marriage or outside of the marriage. And I don't mean that they're going to have an affair. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that they're going to find they're happy one way or the other. And that's just the energy I'm getting. Like both of you are at that point. Like, again, one way or the other, I'm going to be happy. And there is a possibility here. There is a possibility here that there could be a separation. So we have to see what that looks like, because I do have the Eight of Cups, and this is the desire for more. And that's kind of what I'm getting through this reading. The desire for more continues to show up. So at the Eight of Cups is saying, listen, you've been in a more difficult situation, and it's like coming out of the darkness, wanting more. Now, this is going to be what connects the both of you. And I think that is what you definitely have in common. You both want more out of partnership. You want more in the bedroom, quite frankly. You want more date nights. You want more times that don't feel like you're answering to your mother. And that's coming through strongly. Like, and I will say, when partnerships, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the woman, right? But the person who is more taking care of the domestic things at home, the cleaning, the cooking, all of those things. When a person who handles the domestic side of things at home feels undervalued or whatever the case is, there's a lot of anger and fighting and bickering and throwing daggers, which kind of comes back here. So if your partner is like, hey, you where are you? You're never doing XYZ, blah, blah, blah. You might be feeling like, I don't need a mom. I need a partner. Like, cause nobody wants to get it on with somebody who's dictating, right? And so, and if you're feeling like, you're bringing in and doing more of the financial responsibility, sometimes a person might feel like, that's the least you can do. I'm handling all of this. So the universe is saying, like, get back to basics. What brings you guys together? Do you guys like to travel? Do you like to explore? Do you like to, how can you reconnect? And I feel like this is focus on the good things that you guys can build and bring home together, right? So then we have what's an issue you need to attend to. So the Page of Cups, and pages have that youthful, loving energy. And when we're looking at the Page of Cups, this is maybe saying more, I love you, saying more gentle, kinder words, right? Not this, right? More hugs, less hammers. More hugs, less hammers. I love you. You look beautiful. And of course, you have to feel it. And you might not feel it if it's always like meh, 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 bitching. But this is humans. This is what we do. We become passive aggressive, whether we want to admit it or not. We get angry. We feel slighted, and we try to mask it and not say anything. And then it just comes up in all of these uncomfortable ways in relationship. But I think that your best resource here is the kindness that brought you two together. If you really want to salvage this relationship, you may want to consider changing what you put out into the universe, even when you're frustrated, and instead use kinder words like, "Hey, baby, I'm tired. I understand. Maybe we put our resources together and hire someone to do the things that you find laborious," right? The World card comes through, and it's one way to strengthen the connection. Let the past be the past, right? Stop bringing up what happened 5 months ago, 8 weeks ago, 8 years ago, that day you guys dated in senior prom 20 years ago. Let it go. If you've worked through it already, don't look back anymore, because that revision, that constant looking back will make it so that separate ways occur. And I have to be honest, because that's what you're asking for. So if you want things to get back on track, more hugs, less hammers, more patience, start looking outside of the box for what's going to strengthen your relationship. Meaning, can you take a trip? Can you and you have to find intimacy again. You have to. Or you're with a roommate that you're trying to, basically at that point you have a roommate, and nobody wants a roommate, right? Not at this age. So, take it or leave it. I wish you all the best. I did read the whole thing, and I'm just letting you know that there is possibility, but you both have to do it, and you have to acknowledge what your partner is saying, and vice versa. You have to make sure you're being heard. So thank you so much, and I appreciate the reading. Okay, so Diana, you came back, my love, and this says, will we reconnect? But didn't you just ask that? Hold on. Am I missing something? Hold on, Diana. Let me just see. Am I missing anything? Let me go back to the notes. Hold on. Jessica, when will my money get here? I really have to go back to work. Okay, Jessica, if you are looking for a reading Angel Face, I just need you to book it through Hypsee. And if you want to do like a yes or no, but since you have like a question about when and timing, I'd recommend even like the 2 card with the clarifier, right? That might be helpful. I think we can do that for you. But again, you're going to have to book that through the Hypsee site. And if you have any questions on how to do it, they can assist you. Hey, Christina. All right. So Diana, I see your note here. So you ordered the 6 card spread, and your question, I'm assuming, is about the person that I just did the pendulum for, when you're saying like, are you going to get back together? Absolutely. It was a truly good separation for growth. Okay, so now we're on track. All right, Diana. So I'm going to do the 6 card spread, and I'm going to hold your partner in mind, and we're going to figure out how we can make this work for you guys. So I'm really grateful to hear that it was a good separation for growth, and we're going to see how we can make this union even stronger. Okay. Because I know your face, your handle. So I feel like you've been doing this for a while. I think that, you're a full grown adult. You know what's best for you. So let's see how we can make this happen. Let me get a drink of water as well. Too much coffee, no bueno. Oh. All right. Guys, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, order your reading through the Hypsee, and I would love, love, love to help you. Oh, and for a matter of record, it is 1:11 p.m. So 111. Diana, I'm about to do your reading. Take that as you like, but that is a good sign in itself, right? That is the energy of independence coming through, right? 1 is just also that number of a new beginning. And when I see it repeated like that, 111, it's saying like, hey, you're going to create, right? Because 3 is a number of creation. You're going to create a new beginning, right? Because you will it so, because you desire it so. So maybe you're seeing 1s all over the place. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and do a reading for Diana. She would like a love reading, and she wants insight into her relationship and how that's going to go. Sorry, I got it. My muscles are a little tense. Oof. Guys, and listen, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I would love to help Stasi out, but blah, 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 blah. I would say this, what would be very helpful and free? Send me some good juju for the upcoming transplant, and that I get chosen to participate in this study and that I get my organ transplant. That is what my desire is. And if you want to do a little extra and click a few buttons, follow me everywhere and comment on my stuff and just say hi. Because mama needs to pay for all of the things that are coming up with this transplant. That's all I'm going to say. So, all right, back to you, Diana. Show me Diana's partnership, please. Six cards. Thank you. Don't worry about the reversals. So, because it's the way I pulled the card. Oh, it's so interesting because I got the 8 of Cups in the same position that Justin had it. Wow. Fascinating. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, insight into the relationship. We've got the 3 of Cups. So, immediately that tells me that there is a friendship there and there's a celebration there, a joyful reconnection, one that's seen in a positive way between the two of you. And it seems to be like a good time, a good thing. And in all the possible ways, if you know what I mean. So, that's what it feels like, a joyful reconnection. You see the 3 of Cups there. So some insight there. You guys have fun together is what I gather. I don't know if it's that you guys had a lot of friendships together or did a lot of like things together, but it feels like at least that's the direction it's going to be headed into. It feels like it's going to be very, very important that the two of you reconnect and have fun again, right? That seems important here. Now, I've got the 4 of Swords. So something you need to know about yourself is that you need to give yourself a break. Truly, you need to have some downtime. You need to just kind of relax and like allow the energy to flow. You don't want to force anything. You don't want to have anything, I feel like you just need maybe a break from overthinking, right? Because we have Swords here. Swords are always that mental, the communication. So the universe is saying like, listen, you're an overthinker. It's okay. We're water signs, right? Because you're a Scorpio for sure. I'm almost dead. I mean, you have to be. I'm almost positive. So I just feel like the universe is saying, hey, you don't want to over communicate and you don't want to beat the dead horse. So when you guys reconnect again, it's not necessarily like the universe is saying you don't want to revisit and revisit and revisit. And, everything is great for a while. And then the first argument comes. The last thing you want to do is, well, this is exactly what the universe says, no, none of that. If you get that upset or they get that upset because of something that happened in the past and it's going to constantly creep up, then the right course of action at that point would be to, instead of getting all worked up and having those crazy conversations, it would be like, hey, that was a boundary and I want you to respect it. And that's a full sentence, right? So there's something here about not over communicating, not, just letting, like coming in with a different type of energy. Now, something you need to know about the other person, and I'm feeling the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is meaning like they felt shut out, isolated. Maybe they felt like, I don't know. Maybe if you guys had friends together, they felt like they were kind of ousted. So maybe he was put in time out, so to speak. You know what I mean? Maybe the separation was like, hey, I'm going to give you 2 months to get your shit together. You can't come back. And that, like maybe you were dead serious and you probably did that whole thing of like gray rock where I'm not going to talk to you at all for this amount of time. And so I think that the other person really felt that. They were like, shit, I'm not good without Diana. I want to make it right. I need to make a difference. So I hope that resonates, but that's what it feels like. It feels like that energy of, this person really, really felt the effects of you not being there day to day. I hope that makes sense for you. Now, something that you need to know that what connects both of you is basically the exact same thing I said for Justin. So we have the 8 of Cups, where both of you want more. You want more for yourselves. You want more happiness. You want more joyful interactions between the two of you. You want to eat and even travel together, right? Do more things that bring you joy. What connects both of you is that you're both forward thinking. You're both interested in better days ahead, right? Both of you definitely want this to get back on track. And then we have an issue you need to attend to with this 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is like a difficult journey, right? Coming to an end. But there's also this energy here of being proud of yourselves for doing the work, for taking the steps, for building the boundaries. You also need to attend to just your energy, to be honest, right? I feel like as much as he or she, I don't know, as much as they felt this period of your absence, you need to acknowledge whatever you were feeling internally. And you need to acknowledge how that affected your energy. And you need to figure out how you can be in relationship again without exhausting yourself to a point of, internalizing someone else's actions. So I'm not sure what ultimately ended the relationship, but I feel like it was very, very hard for you to make this separation because I feel like there's a lot of love there. And it does feel like you made that decision to never speak to that person during this time. And so that hurt you, but you had to play it hard. If that, like you had to be like, no. And so the universe is saying like, don't carry all the weight of the relationship on your back, because it's coming in underneath of the 4 of Swords. And then a way to strengthen the connection, the Strength card comes through. So you have 2 8s, first of all, on the bottom. And with the Strength card, this is Leo energy. But it's also a lot of facing your fears and looking at the dark side of things and really seeing how you pulled through the other side. I think ways to strengthen the connection is to both of you to really honor that period of separation. And if you do speak of it in a way that shows the courage, the growth, and the strength. Acknowledge that for yourself and your partner, right? And I think when your partner says to you, hey, that was really hard being without you, as a Scorpio, you probably would be like, good, don't fucking do it again. But instead, you might want to say, I felt that too. And I'm glad that we're both here in a better, stronger way, right? So I guess, be, again, more tender with your words while still really acknowledging what happened. Don't sugarcoat anything. And I know what I just did was sugarcoat sounding, but all I did was reframe it in a way that was less harsh. When I say don't sugarcoat, like you don't want to gloss over it like it never happened. I don't feel like it was infidelity, but I'm going to use infidelity as just an example. Like if there is infidelity or just any type of lying, right? That is really painful. So the universe is saying, listen, in the future, if you're feeling like something's off, instead of being, not that you would be, but you don't want to be accusatory. Instead, you want to say, hey, I'm having these feelings coming up. Something's just not making sense. Can you clarify this for me and let me know where I may be missing the mark? Because this is what I'm feeling. Tell me more about what's going on, right? Invite open-ended questions. And I feel like just really facing things head on is going to be a very important thing, like as it comes, but to do it with love and an understanding that you're both healing from what was a difficult situation. But I think you really did teach him a lesson, to be honest, or her, him, them, I'm not sure. So Diana, I hope that between this and the pendulum reading, that this makes sense for you and your situation. Boundaries, again, are always important, but again, loving, tender vibes from both of you. But the main message I'm getting is, I really think that he or they learned a thing or two with that period of separation for sure. So, let me know if that resonates, if that makes sense. Comment below. I really look forward to seeing how things play out. And you're always on my channel, and thank you so much for that. I would absolutely want to see the best for you. So hopefully that made sense. Diana, thank you so much for booking with me. I appreciate it. So guys, if you booked with me, whether it was pre-recorded or, or pre-ordered or live, please, please, please just hit that follow button on Hypsee. You'll always know when I'm live, and you'll also get when I'm available. And if you'd like to book like a per minute session, because you just have a really quick question, that's an option, which I love. I don't know. I'm babbling now, but whatever. I've been on here for... It is 1:23 on my neck of the woods. And if you follow me, you know I always work with the numbers 1, 2, 3. And I was just about to talk about my mom. What I was going to say was, some of you may know that my mother is one of my guides. She has since passed, unfortunately, in 2017. But my point is, my mother was a professional tarot reader, and back in the day, right, there was no YouTubes. And so she worked for what was called Psychic Friends Network, Dionne Warwick, right? For those of you in the United States, I don't know if it was global or not, but she had come to me in a dream a few months ago and said, Stasi, you need to do per minute sessions. And we had a coffee date in my dream, which happens all the time. And I was sitting with her and I said, woman, she's an Aquarius. I was like, woman, we don't do that anymore. There are no per minute, none of that shit. Like, what are you talking about? And then just a few weeks later, I get this message from a company, Hypsee. I'd never heard of them because they're newer. And they were like, hey, we're offering a platform, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw that they offer per minute. And I just had to laugh because I was like, wow. That's crazy. And it is a good format because sometimes people just need a quick, like, hey, I have a quick question. Or people don't want to be confined to just an hour, right? Some people just want to talk, and figure things out. So there's a lot of freedom here, a different type of reading. And it's just a little story just letting you know how it is with my guides, my mom, and just the time. I don't know. That was pretty nostalgic. Sorry, I went left, but... All right, so let me read. Yes, you can get... Let's see. Oh, can you do it? Yes, I can do another one, Angel. Yeah. Now that I see you making that comment, I will wait for it to come through, of course. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Let's see, who else? All right. So I did all of the pre-orders. And again, guys, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to use that same thumbnail, and every time I do this, because I plan to do this at least once a week, and ideally, the God's willing, my body wants to work with me, I'll probably do these twice a week if everything works out, because it's really worth it for me to do these, and I feel good about the connections that I'm having. So all I can say is that look out for it and, build hype around it. If it's something that you guys enjoy, I'm getting a lot of really positive reviews about this. So... All right, something came through. This My Money Mindset. Yes. All right, so the name is N6NBYCQHM5. Was that you who just put that? Was that you, Elizabeth? Maybe. And then Diana says, I have been seeing 111. I'm telling you, it's wild, right? Elizabeth, that's you. All right, Angel. Let's see. Thank you for booking. Let me hydrate. Un momento. I love me a money reading. I do. My midheavens and Taurus. Okay. Now, she says, they say, I don't like to assume, are my finances going to turn around in 2024? All right, sis. I'm assuming you meant 2026, so we're just going to go with that. I did not see where I could change the name. That's okay. All right, so my finances are going to are they going to turn around? And we're going to pretend that you mean 2026, because that's the year that we're in. I love you guys. Am I going to stay at my current job? Yes, 26. Okay. I finished my master's. Oh, yes, in June. I love that. Will that result in an increase in funds? Yes, there has no other options. Looking for a possible move. Okay. Elizabeth, what's your zodiac sign? If you could just drop that in the comments really quick. I feel like you're probably a Scorpio because I'm the Scorpio whisperer, but if you're not, that's okay. And hopefully you'll see this. I'm just curious as to what your sign is because of that full moon coming up. Scorpio. Okay. So I don't know if you were on. I don't think you were when I was talking about the full moon in Leo. Hold on. Before I get started on your reading, there is a full moon in Leo happening on February 1st. So we are going to really start to experience that energy, especially, I don't know if you're already like a spiritual person or a person that works with their lunations, but even if you're not, you're a Scorpio or water signs, we are definitely affected by the lunation cycles. My point is the full moon in Leo on February 1st is in Scorpio rising's 10th house. Now, I know that you're a Scorpio sun. That's absolutely fine. You're still going to feel that energy. The 10th house is career and public image. It's also going to be your authority and your reputation. So I feel that just right then and there, even if you are not a person that generally works with the lunations, keep it in your mind to acknowledge the full moon in February 1st in Leo and just say to yourself, you know, Luna, moon, whatever works for you, right? Luna, send unto me. These are my desires. You know, I love you, whatever. Put in some good vibes, light a candle and like write it out. Like, you know, I've received my master's degree. You're showing the universe you're ready to show up. I desire. And then what type of financial abundance do you desire? And then when you're doing any work like that, I would say get to the why, meaning it's not necessarily that we want more money because money is just whatever. It's an energy. Most of us, what we really want is financial freedom, right? We want to make our life choices with ease. We want to be able to just live how we want to live without restriction. So when you are writing out and saying, it's very important to say it, not just write it, you have to say it. Trust me on that. I'm an occultist. Say it out loud and say it as you are looking at the moon, and your life will change. And if you then start doing it regularly, big changes. Okay. I'm due for a raise. Overdue. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. So let's start. So let's get Elizabeth's financial reading, please. Okay. I'm taking that card. Well, let me just acknowledge it. I got the Two of Pentacles. Give me 1 second. I'm taking that because I feel it. Two of Pentacles. 1 second. I also feel a hot flash coming on. It's a shit show. And a lot of this has to do with my parathyroid more than the obvious, believe it or not. All right. I digress. Okay. So Two of Pentacles. Let's keep going. Elizabeth, please. Nope. Go back. Hold on. I pull them when they feel right. So give me a second. I need intel for Elizabeth, please. Finances. She has her master's. Looking for an increase. So what's her current money mindset? Okay. Okay. I can't even believe this. All right, listen. I don't know what you got your master's in. I don't know what your strengths are here, but I will tell you that there's a lot of energy around your money, which is all the good vibes. So when swords show up, right? I don't know why I said swords, but when swords show up, that's all about the communication, the cerebral, what's going on here, water, it's emotions, earth, it's the materializing. But what you have here is a ton of fire energy. So fire represents the power of action. Fire represents your will. You're just like, you're going to do it, right? Like nothing is stopping you. That is really, really good energy. So when we're talking about this money reading, the first card is going to represent your past fears or patterns around money, right? What has been going on in the past when it comes to your money? And the reason I took this card is because I felt it. So the Two of Pentacles is that maybe you've been living, right, in a this or that financial world, which makes sense when you're a student, when you are, having to pay more out sometimes than what you're bringing in, or, you're what we call house poor, right? You're living paycheck to paycheck, and it's not always ideal to put away money or to take trips and to do all the things. When you're working finances like that, it's not that you're in lack mentality. It's that you have to make choices like, well, I can, put gas in my tank and pay my credit card off, or, I can buy this outfit and go out to dinner. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to make choices. And there's that fear of, if I don't balance out everything just each month properly, I might fall behind. And so that energy kept you, and sometimes does keep you, from enjoying life to its fullest. Now, it says your current money mindset is the Eight of Wands. And if there's any card that I want to see for you, it's going to be this. This is a time to take action. This is now, it's on. Right? Eight of Wands is forward progression and movement. So, you're asking, are you going to stay at your current job? I don't know about that, because when it comes to your money mindset, you're thinking like you want something that's going to give you in return the same passion that you're putting out. And I almost feel like it's not going to be the same position. If you I don't know if you work for like a larger company, you may find yourself being more independent, and I'm going to tell you why. So where it reads like what your finances need right now, we've got the Four of Wands. This is freedom, right? Your finances, they need structure, they need balance, and they need to provide you with more freedom. You may find yourself working for yourself. I'm not sure. Oh, hold on one second. Let me see something. Excuse me one moment. I'm reading your note. Oh, I guess I should read it out loud. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. She's saying she's due for a raise. I had a job change a little over a year ago. I'm making less than before, plus school costs and loans. Got it. Would love to be solo, working for myself. Okay, listen, I feel that. I feel that, and I feel it deeply. I feel like whatever it is that you do, right, for out there in the universe, that you can start the process of doing for like your own thing, right? My background, even though I was raised by a tarot reader and occultist and all the things, and that's what I am today, is not what I went to. Well, I went to school for psychology. I guess I am doing that now. I digress. But most of my career was spent in insurance, believe it or not, right? Like, and claims and investigating, right, things. Scorpio energy. And so, but I found that I was really able to transition the skills that I have in my education and doing my own thing. And I'm much, much happier as a result. And so there's something there. Like you don't have to wait for permission. You can start doing whatever it is that you do. You can start doing that independently while you shift out of working for someone. I was starting to say that the other thing I'm picking up on is that, let's say it's like a company or whatever, like you said, you're making less. There could be an opening. I just don't see you staying in the same position. That's the best thing I can say to you. And you do have the freedom to walk away. And I do feel like there's more coming, because here I have the King of Wands. So the money solution or support to help you move to your goals. King of Wands is very much an energy of the self-fulfilling prophecy. And what I say by that is they're very interested in their own results. King of Wands is not trying to do for others. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Your work product could very well be working and doing for others. Like what I do for others. But I'm looking at results that help me get to my goals. I'm building an empire, right? I'm building a legacy. I'm building something that is important to me. And that's the energy of the King of Wands. Like you're very much focused on how you can use the tools that you have to generate results that are going to help you get out of this Two of Pentacles. And so the universe says, start thinking like the King of Wands, right? Start being very strong with your leadership. Start trusting in the power of your vision, and start putting one step foot in front of the other. Because if you start the process of building the brand shows up. I promise you, I just started doing this so that I could have some communication with the outside world. Okay. Whatever, we won't get into it. And so ultimately over time, it became something that really, really is beneficial in many ways for me, not just financially. And I feel like that's where the universe is pushing you to use the skills that you have. And now is the time, like Eight of Wands. So start looking elsewhere, just even looking, right? And even building and sitting around and, using the intelligence at hand and saying, okay, I want to build this kind of business. What can I expect? How long will it take? How can I market? And put together a business plan. Even if you don't act on it now, which you should, start thinking what you'd name your business, how and make sure you have a plan to be seen, right? Whether that's social media and, also, if you're building a business, go through all your social media, scrub stuff. It's important because we're intense people. Oh, you're welcome, Diana. And let's see. But I do think that the energy here, Elizabeth, is here for you to start branching out on your own. But again, because the fear around money is not having enough of it, because you can't. You're always balancing out responsibilities versus what you want to do. And I know that you said you took a pay cut. So this is the year that your finances do turn around, but it's going to only happen when you start making the steps forward. And like I said, you might not be able to go 100% into building your own business today and actually starting to immediately make the money you need, but both can be true. If you've received your master's, that means that before you were working and going to school, now you're going to be building a business and working, right? And then little by little, making that shift, that transition. And before the end of the year, you're going to have great success, in my opinion. But you've got to start, if nothing else, even if you never take it anywhere, the process of putting together a business plan changes your life, because then you start to have that seed in the background and go, well, what happens if I did do it? Let me try. And a side hustle becomes your main hustle. So I think you've got a lot of really, I'm getting a ping. What I said is accurate. Start putting something together and start looking at other people that maybe have built a business or do what it is that you are trained to do, and then spin it to make it your own. And, and especially if you're doing any work with humans directly, right? Counseling, hyping people up, whatever it is that your go-to is, you'll be very successful. Scorpios are resilient. We're just different. So I wish you all the best. And I'm not even sure that you're a Scorpio. No, we talked about that. You said you were, right? Yes, October Scorpio. No, that was, wait. Yes, you're a Scorpio. Got it. 11/18. Oh, you're a November Scorpio like me. Oh yeah, you're going to be fine. All right, my love. I hope that was helpful. I appreciate you booking a reading. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Go make that money, honey. Giovanna, hola again. Yes or no? 1 second. Oh, shit. This is a deep question. Hold on. Let me drink some water. Hold on. Hold, please. We're back. All right, guys, listen, if you are looking to book a reading, drop a comment and let me know if you're in the process or you're thinking about it, because it is now 1:43 and I have been on since noon, and the body is letting me know that little by little, we're going to wrap things up. Okay. So if you would like a reading, I am so happy to do it. Trust you me. That's why I logged on today. I'm here for you. So just let me know and get on, because I will be wrapping things up here. If no one else chimes in, I'll probably be done right around 2, which is in about 15 minutes. But if you're looking for something, let me know, book it, and then we'll work together. Okay. So I hope that helps. I really want to make sure that I service this community. You guys have been impactful in my life in ways that you have no idea. Not everything's for public consumption. So all I can tell you is I love you and thank you. And I mean that from the bottom of my hearts. Yes, I said hearts. All right. We are resilient. We really are. God. All right. Giovanna. I love that name. What is your name? I don't want to say your full name, but you have a very nice name. All right. Well, my ex, the question is this. These damn exes. You're probably way too good for him anyway. All right, let me stop. Will my ex ever reflect and realize what his actions and behaviors did to ultimately losing what could have been a fairy tale ending with the mother of his children? I'm going to pull the pendulum, and then I'm probably going to go off, because I feel I feel things that you didn't ask, but I'm a tarot reader, so here we go. Hold, please. Can I get true and accurate answers for Giovanna, please? That is a yes. Next question. Will Giovanna's ex ever realize that his actions and behaviors, what he did to ultimately end losing English? Let me start over. Will Giovanna's ex realize what his actions and behaviors did to ultimately losing what could have been a fairy tale ending with the mother of his children? So will he ever understand? So that's a no. So I'm going to just reword it. I feel like let me just ask. Will Giovanna's ex, the father of her children, ever reflect and understand where he went wrong? That's a no. Okay. Would you like me to listen? I'm just gonna say what I gotta say, and then you don't have to listen to me, right? I mean, who am I? But this is what I'm gonna say. The reason, oh, forgive me. The reason why this man doesn't understand is because he is a narcissist. What's a narcissist besides a pain in the ass who never sees themselves? It is a person who just doesn't feel emotion and doesn't understand, right, the way regular people do. Generally speaking, narcissists are raised in a household of other narcissists. So you may want to take a look at what his family is all about. And is everyone very much of that energy of, they got to be on top and like they don't accept responsibility? Was there a lot of arguing in the household? Was there a lot of you really got to take a look, okay? Because these are your children's grandparents, aunts and uncles, like that whole side of the family. Ultimately, the difficulty in being in a relationship when you are an emotional, deep thinker, a reflector, a nurturer, you have the maternal energy in the relationship, and that can be either a man or a woman. I want to be clear, but in your case, you are the maternal and you are the loving, nurturing, the mom. And then you have another energy that is not that. So the non-birth parent, that can be a female, the non-birth parent. There's always going to be a difference already off the bat of what it is to be selfless. With that said, when you add in the energy of somebody who is more narcissistic and they have done actions to be on their own, whether it was infidelity, violence, whatever, because whatever it was had to be bad enough for you to say, okay, you can't be part of me and the kids. So it wasn't just like he left dishes and stuff out, right? This is something serious that made you say F off. I really feel like it is not your job, with all the love and respect, it is not your job to make sure he understands the consequences of his actions, because this man is not going to understand. In his mind, he did right. He's owed the, he wants what he wants. And so he is always going to see it as you didn't provide to meet his needs. You were the crazy one. You were and none of that's true. But he believes it to be true because that's the only story he can tell that makes him look like a good guy. And so as a result, he's not going to sit in contemplation. That's hard work. Think of how hard it is to sit down and say, oh, how did I do? Or why did I do? Or what could I do differently? That's hard work, because you got to see yourself in a way that isn't pleasant, right? Why would he do that? To be with you when he's convinced himself that you were the problem? And I promise you that's what he's done. And any one of his cronies that'll listen, right? And you know, if he's not in a regular environment with his children, he doesn't have that same desire to parent the way one is and does when they're involved regularly. So his karma is to sit in his own energy for as long as it takes, and you don't have to be responsible for that. You will never ever get an apology from him. You will never, because he doesn't think he did anything wrong, and he never will. He's a man who thinks he's always right. And I know that you're probably like, how is she getting all that? Because I'm 50 and I've dated a few of them. Okay. And I almost married one. And I'm just letting you know that it is not like I'm unique over here. It's a real type of pattern that exists out there, and they're brought into your life to make you build boundaries. So thank him for his disgusting behavior that led you to get away from him, and keep it that way. And, you know, let the next person be the one to spend all of her years teaching him, right? Worry about you and your kids, and forget him and his lessons, not your drama. Forget him. And I know that's not what you asked, but if you're listening, I'm telling you, fuck this guy. And not literally, because he just, I can feel it so strongly. So sorry. I know there's no, you know, there are times that I think well, not anymore. I used to think like, I hope he learns his lesson. I hope this, I hope that. And then I thought about it and I was like, I'm going to take that energy and just flip it. I hope I get all that's due to me because I deserve it. I hope I heal from that mess. And I stopped even thinking about what I didn't hope nothing for him, good, bad, or indifferent. And I still don't. I mean, there are times that my Scorpio energy just out of nowhere thinks like, oh, I hope he's going down. But then I think, fuck it. I'm a happy, healthy human at this point compared to what I was when I was with him. And so just think about any time you think, I hope he gets his, reframe it. Because it's true. He'll get his. You know, it's just not going to show up in the package at your doorstep with the sign saying, because of you and the loss of your family, he learned his lesson. Unfortunately, that's not what's going to be the case, because he has built a scenario where you are the wrongdoer, and that's just not true. And I can feel that. I'm in Iraq. We await your video translation. Okay. So that's interesting, because if I answer you, are you going to understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to answer you anyway. So live streams, when they are done live, they, I believe, come out for all the creators in whatever language they're publishing in. Then YouTube it takes about 24 to 48 hours for the live stream to be published and I don't know what the right word is, but done processing. And not until then does YouTube translate into other languages. Okay. And that's when the subtitles come out. So that's any live stream on YouTube. From the time that you see it live to the time that the translations come out, it's 24 to 48 hours. Secondarily, all of my pre-recorded videos are translated into 20 languages, right? That's true of YouTube. I pick the languages. It's 20, whatever, it goes out. Actually, I don't even have to pick anymore. It does it automatically. For whatever reason, live streams don't get translated in as many languages, and I have no control. So I'm hopeful that there is either another way, like the subtitles, or that that in the near future that won't be the case. But I do appreciate that my content is reaching you. Thank you for commenting. I want nothing more than to reach as many people as possible. So that's just the explanation, which was in English. So I don't know if you're gonna understand. All right, guys. I believe that that was a really good sesh. So I think everything is here. Solidarity. Yes. All right. So what is this? Says he was insecure and jealous. And let me read this. Hold on. Let me read about this man because I know I went off. It says he was insecure. Oh, good. You could understand me. Excellent. I'm so glad you understood me. And I hope that makes sense. I wish that I could somehow get the translations, but I can't even put timestamps into a live stream until after it processes. I can't edit anything. I can't add like the end caps or end screens. There's nothing I can do. And it's so annoying because by the time that it's done processing, I've moved on to my pre-recorded videos and not looking at this anymore. Okay, so Elizabeth says, he was insecure and was jealous and resented me. Great father and 50-50 share, but as a Sagittarius, he was the mirror he never wanted to face. No violence, no substance abuse, just controlling. Thank you. Okay, so controlling is abuse, right? It is emotional abuse, which is abuse. I mean, and we as the receiver of that sometimes underplay how difficult that is. But when someone tries to control you, it leads to isolation. It leads to feelings of inadequacy. And the fact that he was insecure says a lot about him. And the fact that he was jealous says a lot about what he may have been doing or thinking about, which is why he assumes that you were doing one thing or another. He can be a great father. I love that. I'm glad he is. He is not a great partner. And Sagittarius is very, they focus on something and they don't drop it. So I think you're saying he's a Sagittarius. So the best thing I can tell you is like, let him live his life, but let him be a good dad and, see the kids and all the things, but you just live your best life and move it along. And, ultimately what will happen is over the years, you will see him enter a series of relationships and you will maybe one day make friends with some of these women, because that's just what responsible adults do. And I don't mean friends, but you hi, bye, whatever. You will see him repeat the same cycle over and over again. I mean, it's unfortunate, but if he ever learns the lesson, it'll be when he decides that he needs to look inward because things around him never work out, right? Until then, strong boundaries, sister. All right. So yes, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And if this reading resonates, please leave a review on Hypsee. Yes, yes, yes. I love that, Anna. Thank you. And thank you everyone for coming and joining me and making this a successful live stream. I'm so grateful. And as always, remember that we are all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, and we are doing the best we can with the information that we have. So be kind to yourselves and each other. And may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, I cannot tell you how important these just community gatherings, right? Because you guys are my community. And I don't know. It's very important to me. And it's not all about the green money, although it helps. It helps quite a bit. So thank you so much, guys, and have a great week ahead. Shine brightly.